Physical media is dead. Streaming's the future. It's better. It's amazing. You've seen those headlines. You've seen those videos. But it couldn't be farther from the truth. Yes, physical media had seen a decline. It isn't as big as it once was, but physical media is evolving and it's thriving. We are seeing more releases than ever before, special editions, steelbooks, films that you'd never thought would get 4K releases. So physical media is still around. And today I'm going to tell you 10 reasons why physical media rocks. So without further ado, let's get into it. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thank you ever so much for joining me for another video. And today is going to be a top 10 reasons why physical media rocks. Yeah, you see all those headlines, you see all those videos saying like, oh no, Sony's not making Blu-rays now. Oh no, physical media's in trouble. And it isn't. Yes, it's not as big as it once was, but it's making up for it on the collector's side. And today we're not going to get into the nitty gritty of that. We're going to give you 10 reasons why I think physical media rocks. So let's start off with number one, and that's better picture quality. Obviously, if you're buying a DVD, then the picture quality may vary, but 4K has a much more better picture quality than what it does on streaming. Yes, a 4K Blu-ray has a much more better picture quality than a 4K streaming movie. It's more compressed on the streaming server than it is on an actual 100 gigabyte disc. Also, the audio is much better. Most of the time you do get access to Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision. I don't really know the true nitty gritty of all the picture quality technical information. There's plenty of channels on YouTube that does. Definitely check out Movie Collector. John there has a fantastic channel who really does go into the nitty gritty of all the details of 4K Blu-rays. But even a standard Blu-ray, a very good standard Blu-ray, can look better than most 4K streams, especially on Disney Plus. I know it isn't really a thing that the general populace really notices, but a good Blu-ray and a 4K looks a downside better than a 4K streaming product. So that's number one. So in at number two is lovely special editions. Yes, another day, another special edition announced. It definitely does feel like that, and it's a great thing. Special editions seem to have really amplified over the past couple of years, and it proves how popular physical media is. It is definitely a niche, but it's a niche that sells. Every single film has a special edition, from boutique labels such as Arrow and Second Sight with their wonderful special editions with your booklet, art cards, extra cuts of the film, all in case of a lovely box set, to even big studios like Warner Brothers and Paramount, who always do a steelbook for their films, or a lovely big special edition. Look, recently with Warner Brothers announcing the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K box set, all steelbooks of all the films, even though we only got like the original Nightmare only a couple of months ago on 4K. These limited editions show no sign of slowing down from steelbooks to big box sets. It's lovely to have the choice to pick and choose which ones we want. And it definitely does show that special editions are the main selling point for these studios, because normally you'll get a steelbook or special edition, then a couple of months down the line you eventually get the standard edition, because priority is the special editions because they sell like hotcakes. Granted, there is a few special editions that kind of just feel like a little bit disappointing, with just a few little paper gizmos here and there that don't really feel like they've had a lot of heart into it. But the majority of them, 95% of these special editions, are absolutely wonderful. And if you're a big fan of the film, it is a really nice little token to have and displayed on your wall. So long live the brilliant special editions. Special editions kind of leads on to point number three, special features and commentaries. As a kid, I was a huge fan of special features and even the commentaries on films. I know Pirates of the Caribbean may not have been the best film to listen to the commentary of, but I really liked those films as a kid, and just finding out more about them was always a wonderful thing. And with physical media, you do get it. Granted, it seems to be lacking on DVD and even Blu-ray now, more so on Disney side. but they are great to have, from deleted scenes to the behind the scenes to talking heads about how the film was made to commentaries. It's wonderful to get an insight on your favorite film, and it adds more value to the product, especially if you go for an Arrow or Second Sight or Criterion. Some of these special features are longer than the film. I remember one special edition that I had about 10 hours worth of special features, and it's just amazing to dive through there and see how this project was made and came to fruition. And you don't seem to get that a lot on, shall we say, streaming platforms. So that's why another reason why physical media rocks is the special features and commentaries. A good example of the commentaries is the Lucio Fulci film The Beyond. Seeing the two stars, as I said, listening to The Beyond's commentary by Lucio Fulci, it sees stars David Warbeck and Catriona McCall, I had to check up her name, having a lively discussion about how the film was made with so many funny anecdotes. And it is a shame that with a lot of streaming stuff, you do miss out on these wonderful exchanges and insights and stories of how these films were made. David Warbeck in The Beyond commentary is absolute gold. It's a hilarious, insightful stuff, and it's highly worth checking out if you haven't listened to it. But yeah, special features, commentaries are wonderful, and that's why physical media rocks. Next up, number 4 is streaming sucks, and it doesn't have everything. Streaming was the industry's golden goose, hoping to get a never ending pile of money come into every month, with people signing up for subscriptions, forgetting they're subscribed, and money constantly coming out, very similar to gym memberships. Streaming hit a peak during the pandemic when everybody couldn't go out and they just stayed at home and watched stuff. And obviously, the industry thought, well, this is going to be it, but it's proven to be not the thing. From various issues such as rising prices, different tiers, ads, having to pay extra for stuff you used to have. Like Disney Plus, you used to pay about $7.99 a month. You used to get 4K, Dolby Atmos, all the stuff there with no ads. Now it's 14, 13 quid for the thing that a couple of years ago you only paid about $7.99 for. It's ridiculous. Paramount Plus is the latest one to do it, and it's getting absolutely extortionate. The expense of streaming is ridiculous, and it's all going to come to a boiling point. And I could go on to a tangent here about streaming and why it is. It's got its pros and it's got its cons. Don't get me wrong, for streaming, for some people, it's perfect. If you haven't got the space, if you're away from home, then it is perfect. The overinflated budgets for projects, for really expensive license fees for the studios to have this stuff on their streaming service, it is all just going to come to a head, and there's only going to be like a handful of streaming services that I can see in the future where they'll buy stuff from other companies. I think you're going to have 3 or maybe 4 main streaming services: Netflix, the original, Prime Video, and Disney Plus, and maybe another one, maybe Apple TV, but that's all what's going to be. Everybody's getting onto it, everyone's losing money, and nobody can afford the astronomical prices of having several streaming services at like £10 to £15 a month. And also having to pay not to have ads. And then Disney also recently announced that they are testing the waters of including adverts in the premium tier. So my response to that is I've cancelled Disney Plus. Also, another thing with streaming services, they don't have everything. They really do not have everything. I remember I wanted to watch South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. Nowhere has it. Disney doesn't have in the entirety of the old classic back catalogue of Disney stuff. There's so many glaring omissions in these catalogues as well. So you have to go to physical or another side to get the film that you want. Number 5 is physical media can't be censored. Yes, streaming services have a tendency to censor content that they deem inappropriate to give you an altered version of how the film originally looked. And I can definitely understand why they want to do it. They're worried about people being offended and all that sort of stuff. But it is a real disrespect to the art and the original and vision of the film. Most of these cuts are really daft and don't really make much sense. Films like The French Connection and Splash have been heavily altered on Disney Plus. Even in America, Smallville is on Disney Plus and Hulu, and that's been cut. Some episodes I've heard about, and I don't really get it. I know they don't want to offend people, but just think about it. Put a little message at the start of it saying this was a product of its time. The stuff wasn't acceptable then, it isn't acceptable now, but to respect the art and the creator's original vision, we're going to keep it how it is. So viewers' discretion advises. All they have to do, and a lot of places do that. Studio Canal does that, and that's a way to do it. I mean, if you forget the past, you are doomed to repeat it. So, number 6, the thrill of collecting. Whilst physical media stores are certainly few and far between in the UK now and in America, you used to be able to go to supermarkets and various other stores to pick up a film. But the thrill of collecting, going into a shop or HMV or CX and looking for a title is great. Trying to find out the latest new releases or searching online trying to get a film that you've been wanting to get for ages and only just found out that it's available on physical media. The thrill of the hunt was and still is amazing. Going to a new town or city, finding out there's a H&V or CX or even a charity shop there, diving in and checking out what they've got. You even H&V, I know H&V, like, you know what they're going to sell, but even then you can be surprised. Many times I've gone into H&V and found some limited edition out of print stuff. So there's always a bit of excitement when I go into a new H&V that I've never been into, checking out those boutique labels, checking out the sale stock. It is amazing, and there's nothing else quite like it. Even going online, checking on eBay, Zavvi, Amazon and all that, just checking for sales. It is quite a thrill. And then when you eventually pick it up or get it delivered, there's nothing else quite like it. Another thing physical media has over digital purchases is that if you buy the film and you don't like it, you can do the unthinkable and sell it. Yes, you can sell it to eBay, sell it to CX, give it to a friend, pass it on, whatever. You can get rid. If you buy a digital purchase, some of these digital purchases are absolutely extortionate and almost as much as the 4Ks themselves. You're stuck with it on digital, but with physical, you can pass it on, give it to a friend, let them try it. You can sell it to somebody else, and that's a great thing. It keeps the physical media dream going, and it also allows somebody else who wanted something who couldn't get it either because it's sold out or couldn't afford it, they can pick it up at a cheaper price or finally pick it up. It's amazing. Everybody wins. With digital purchases, it's just a flat out 17 quid for some films, and that's it. And you're stuck with it if you don't like it. And if the servers turn off, you lost it. 8 kind of revolves around number 5, and it's the preservation of art. Digital is all well and good, but sometimes servers go wrong, files get lost, and stuff are lost forever. Amount of times you've heard stories of all these films that have been lost to time due to either stuff being thrown away, damaged in fires or anything. But then you get these stories where somebody abroad have found an old copy of a film from yesteryear with the full uncut version. It's amazing how these stories work out. And if you search online, you can find so many fascinating stories of how these lost versions were found. So with physical media, it keeps that preservation of art still going. So if in years to come the servers get turned off or something's lost, there could be somebody anywhere having a physical copy of this film saying, well, I've got a physical copy of it, and then they can make more versions of it. Keeping art preserved is a main thing, because the worst thing you can do is to get it lost to time. Number 9 is what I like to call the physical touch and incredible artwork. Yes, picking up a Blu-ray, a 4K, a special edition from the shelf, just looking at it has some sort of satisfaction to it that just picking an icon on a screen doesn't. Just looking at it, to the incredible artwork, especially with Arrow, some of the original creative artwork there is impeccable. Same with Criterion Specials and Second Sight. Just picking it up and feeling it in your hands, feels like it's money well spent rather than just a tap on your phone or a tap on the TV remote. It's great to have that physical thing there just to look at and see like, oh, I've actually got my money's worth. And having a huge shelf full of titles, all different genres, seeing them all line up on the shelf. There's nothing more satisfactory than seeing that. And yeah, as I said, it's nothing like seeing little icons on a screen on your purchase app, on your iPhone store, your Google Play. The final point at number 10, you own it and it can't be taken away. Yes, physical media, once you bought it, it's yours and yours alone, and no studio can take it away. Whether something's happened that's culturally inappropriate, whether something has happened with an actor to tarnish a film, you own it, it can't be taken away. Whereas nowadays, if something happens like that, it would be tossed from the site, put into limbo, and probably never to be seen again. But with physical media, you own it, nobody can take it away from you, and that's one of the best things. In the video game industry, it's getting to be a bit of a tumultuous time where physical sales of games are slowly dying. And one of the studio execs says, you better start getting used to not owning your games. My response is, better start getting used to us not buying them. Physical media is so important, and it's about time people start seeing it. And I do think we are in a physical media renaissance when it comes to films and even music with the rise of vinyl. It is definitely not as big as it once was, but it's still thriving. It's evolved and it's surviving through big special editions, 4Ks, and re releasing old films given love and treatment they deserve to be shown to a new audience. So, yeah, that's my list of top 10 reasons why physical media rocks and why it isn't going nowhere. So tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Tell me your thoughts, your reasons why physical media rocks. Let's have a big discussion about it in the comment section down below. I really want to chat to you about this very important topic that has really got the physical media community talking. So anyway, thank you ever so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. You stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all on the next video. Bye.